run and they were at the top of North America, everyone was like, oh my God, we got to ban it against balls. But it hasn't been done in so long. And then he resurfaces here at Worlds. That is a mandatory ban now.
Yeah, gone this time around. Syndra will also be taken away. Other side, Thresh away from Gorilla, Rise away from Save from Cloud9. The final banner of Shield, Alistar.
That's really interesting. It basically tells me that Save was not prepared to play Alistar in a high-pressure match. However, the two bans they threw onto Rumble and Cinder were super high value, and unless Cloud9 wants to give up a Zed, I think they have to give up Zilean. They try to give up both so that they get one of them.
Well, it was Maokai. Zilean is through. Will Shield take that first?
Picking Zed into Zilean if they do take that first is really difficult. I've almost never seen a Zed work against a Zilean mid.
Yeah, that's a really tough position Cloud9 have put themselves in. Maybe they take a different tact here and focus on the bottom lane, because we talk about so much the impact of the bottom lane from Shield in that first matchup. When they have Sneaky performing well early on, it's such a huge boost for Cloud9.
I also think what White Shield did here was brilliant, because they either force high into a really disadvantageous matchup, Zed versus Zilean mid, or they get Zed for themselves and they put Zilean on the board.
All right,
that's
split push. We talked about split push last time from high with Zed. This time around, balls. He's had a lot of success with Nidalee split pushing before, and this isn't a champion that has been popular so far here among the Chinese teams.
The teams that have not been able to play it have banned it away. It's very much an NAEU thing. That,
well, the thing is,
and it's a save thing too.
Exactly. The team they're playing right now is the team that actually did use it in Korea as the AP Nidalee up top. But Zed will be answering that split push from Nidalee.
And Lee Sin goes over here, possibly at least.
All right,
to watch.
Yeah, so many things here for Shield. They get the #1 pick here for Goom, the #1 pick here for Watch, and that Zilean. So Cloud9 had to give up a whole lot to switch over to this Nidalee split strat.
I mean, that's just the way the picks and bans fell. I feel like Shield played their ban cards really, really well. And then when they first picked that Zilean, they basically made it so high couldn't play Zed. And it guaranteed a late Zed pick for White Shield, even though it had been the first pick in the previous 2 matchups.
They did secure something for the bottom lane, though. Talked about that. They took the Corki away from Zeph and got it on Sneaky again.
Yeah,
he had a
it's come to this. Corki first AD carry picked.
Yeah. It's Worlds, chat. Where everything comes full circle.
So for Cloud9, what do they go into? Of course, the game #1 between these two teams, it was, in fact, a Talon pick for High against the Zed of Goom. Didn't work fantastically for them. 274 was what High played on that, but they're not going to go that way just yet. In fact, they're locking Elise in the jungle there for details. Taking away Janna as well for Lemon Nation, which you have to feel then maybe just leaves the Nami pick for Gorilla.
So they take Elise over Kha'Zix because they don't want to have to go with that late game reset mode. They want to make that push with the mid game of Corki here and rely on those picks.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
with Elise,
at this point, the Elise is just to stop straight up dives from NaJin Shield. If someone gets in a little too deep, they try and stun and just run away at this point. They are really focusing on disengage here because they're going to be trying to split push.
And of course, as I mentioned, Nami for Gorilla, I just totally overlooked the fact that, you know, Zilean was already locked in there. We will be seeing Lucian for Zephyr and a
classic save.
Top lane.
They've done it before.
Save, yeah.
Classic save. It's something that they did a lot of over in Korea, and it's a pretty darn good answer to a split pusher because Kassadin can keep up with people until the rest of the team arrives to finish them off.
So for Cloud9 and for High, the man on your screen in particular, what will he go with against Goong? As I said before, game 1, NaJin Shield versus Cloud9. Goong took away that Zed early.
Again.
Was the Talon pick, and it's going to be the same matchup.
Now, he actually played the matchup fairly well last time as far as the laning phase goes. The mid game,
it doesn't fit with the team, though.
The mid game gave them problems. Well, if you think about them having another split pusher and him trying to go lock down Kassadin in silence and try and burst him, then maybe.
there's also the chance here. So much of NaJin Shield's composition is built around preventing split push that Cloud9 may sneakily have a better team fight now. One of the big things you want to get against Zilean as well is AoE damage to make his ultimate targets difficult to choose. And when you throw in Corki and Talon, that's actually a substantial amount of burst. It's almost like Cloud9 switched tactics a little bit at the last second and said, actually, we have to be able to team fight.
I mean, Talon is good at killing support Zileans before they can actually get their ultimate off.
Silence.
It does rely on Meteos, getting high, a good start to this game though. And Talon versus Zed is by no means easy in the beginning.
And we saw in the lane as well, ultimate came up for high, used it instantly, pretty much every single time to actually just clear out those waves and have that lane dominance. We'll see exactly how High plays this matchup here. And of course, the teams are in a tiebreaker for a reason, so this match could really go other way. But you guys can always tell us who you think has what it takes to grab the #1 seed by tweeting at LOL eSports and using the hashtag NWS win or C9 win. Definitely going to be an interesting one. It was an epic matchup when we saw this one just a couple of games ago to set up this tiebreaker match. And we're going to do it all over again. NaJin White Shield versus Cloud9 for the top seed in Group D.
It's going to be such a crazy battle. Even if it goes one-sided, because it has so many implications, as we saw, the bracket implications. Winner faces OMG, loser faces Samsung Blue.
Welcome.
4-2 tied, first place in the group. What a better way. There may be a few better ways if we had some crazy three-way ties, but one of the best ways you could close out this amazing group stage we've had in Singapore.
So early game then. Before we even get to that one, I mean, if you think back to LMQ versus OMG, there was some craziness at level 1. For now, though, it looks like just a little bit of damage being exchanged. Watch actually waiting in the Death Bush. Lemon Nation on the bottom side will put his ward in, and they basically all ward right in front of each other. Balls actually getting the most damage down here at the start, trying to force save off, but he got his early ward too.
Yeah, when that 1 minute mark comes down, all the trinket wards drop. Just make sure you can see the late invades. Top side lane swap here for Shield because they saw balls on this side and Sneaky down bottom. So they don't want to have to do Zilean in the lane phase versus Janna.
It might also be the fact that they don't want to do Kassadin against Nidalee in the lane phase. Kassadin sometimes used to get 80 carries laning against him, or even Talon, stuff like that. 80 champions in lane, especially with balls starting the game with 79 AD, would destroy the Kassadin. So the swap is definitely for sure.
That is the difference here. We mentioned Save using that Nidalee, but he actually used it AP, North American Nidalee, traditionally Bruiser.
Triforce. There's 2 people balls.
Yeah, that was
not the best of trades.
An interesting one. I guess it didn't spot Zephyr actually going through there with him. Either way, see early damage coming out for Cloud9's. Sorry, for NaJin's duo lane. Down bottom, Sneaky is all on his own. Got a free time there, at least for now.
And it's the double jungle start for Shield, of course, because they were the ones initiating the lane swap. They had their top laner with their jungler from the very beginning.
Yeah, very cleaner start.
Very good early start for them. Ball's going to have to start his jungle half-life here.
Actually, when they went to do the red buff, while Balls helped with the damage for Meteos, he didn't take any of the experience. So they're trying to get Meteos ahead of Watch here rather than get Balls ahead of Save. Which is kind of crazy in my mind because Nidalee needs to pull an advantage for split push.
Well, at least the good thing for Balls is that he is a range champion, so him plus Lemon isn't going to be the most disastrous of lanes. And Cloud9 have actually laned Lemon and Balls together quite often, especially since the North American regionals. Now they have 2 range champions, and they should be able to scrounge up some CS up here.
Pretty big level discrepancy they're going to be walking into, but Zilean isn't tremendous until he gets a few points into his bombs.
So that gives Balls his first CS as he gets into lane. Actually on the other side for Save, he will be going towards that bottom lane. Flash to start, got a couple of wards as well just to make sure that he doesn't get caught out in that what will be probably a 1 versus 1 scenario against Corki.
We only saw 1 trade in the mid lane, but already, Goong has got a large CS lead here over High in the mid lane.
Sent him back.
Sent him all the way back to base. Got that giant 10 CS lead really early on. It's going to be difficult for the mid game then for Cloud9.
So Watch going to try and stamp his authority on this top lane. It's going to be hard to lock down the Nidalee especially. Shield of Janna, and I think Watch seeing that no real opportunity available to him there. Has decided to back away. Zephyr actually going to go aggressive here onto Balls. That's a lot of damage back though. That is a lot of damage back. Zephyr forced to now get on the run. One more auto attack comes out and he's going to be burning the pots.
Balls does not have Q yet. That's why. If he could get a mark and a Q, they would have gone aggressive there.
A lot of people say
no takedown yet.
Nidalee is like an 80 carry in lane. You can kind of see that there. Zephyr not respecting the damage from Janna plus Nidalee, and it definitely cost them no sustain with the Zillion there, and kind of giving the lane back to Cloud9 a little bit.
Meanwhile, down bottom, of course, Kassadin having a hard time against Corki. Melee trying to CS with his Q, staying back and using his flash for regeneration. He's still controlling the wave very well on his side of the map.
These lanes right now, even though NaJin White Shield had the initial good move on it, are quite favorable for Cloud9. The top lane and the bottom lane seem to kind of be going their way. Corki against Kassadin is a completely lopsided matchup, and Balls and Lemon are definitely holding their own here against Zephyr Gorilla.
See how that experience disadvantage for Balls does turn out, though.
Yeah.
Especially if we have jungler intervention. Right now, though, Meteos heads mid, gets seen by a pink ward. So Goong knows he's under attack.
Oh, Meteos will dive in there. Actually, the flash away from the cocoon. I think it was a wise choice in the end. And Goong will stay alive in there, but he's now vulnerable once again.
So Watch pinging
level 6.
on the
High's
top
pretty low.
side. Watch comes in for the gank on the other side, and once Zed gets level 6, High has to move back off the wave and respect it. He needs his level 6. Oh, Meteos getting collapsed on.
Oh, this could be bad news for him.
That pink ward saw him.
Oh, saves come up from the bottom as well. He's going to flash the Dragon Pit. Oh, but the death mark takes him over, and that will pop and be the first blood going over for Goong.
Meteos didn't check that bush for the pink ward, the super common pink ward at the back of your red. A little bit careless there from Meteos. Didn't check around, got seen going to the raids. NaJin White Shield, they waited. They waited for him to commit inside there, and they laid their trap, called Watch down from the top side. Great communication and great bait there from Shield.
Plus the timing on the ultimate from Goong right as
to jump over with them.
Super easy conversion for their kill there, and that's just going to make life harder for High in that mid lane. Goong looking strong on that set. It's been such an important pick between Goong and High.
Let's have a look at some CS numbers here now as we approach 10 minutes. Obviously, Nidalee having a much better time than save on Kassadin, but the mid lane, High has managed to claw his way back in the CS. Between the AD carries, it's Sneaky that has the advantage at 66 to 57. We'll see if he can keep that up. He's got 2 levels over Save as well, which makes it a lot harder for Save to get in there and farm.
See here. I mean, so the reason why Meteos invaded that side of the jungle
didn't get that much damage down. The Zillion is also helping experience in the lanes for NaJin White Shield, which is something that cannot be understated enough. It's one of the reasons it's such a powerful pick as the support. Which is the big reason Goong got level 6 before High, and also Save hitting level 6 on Kassadin. This is going to be a very strange looking game, just because Goong is not, Zed himself is not that great of a team fighter. Kassadin needs a very long time to turn on. There's some very low damage from NaJin White Shield across the board, and Cloud9 is also going to be with a bit of a split push strategy again with Nidalee. These teams don't necessarily pick very tanky champs when they've played each other, even though all these top lane tanks we've been seeing, not in Cloud9 versus NaJin Shield games.
Certainly not. Kassadin versus Nidalee this time around. See how that all factors into this one. Sneaky gets another big wave onto his turret. And actually, Save is going to be changing lanes now. He's headed up to the top lane. Well,
if he's level 6, he feels like maybe he can stay with the Nidalee. but that's a pretty scary matchup for Castron in all honesty. He has a Catalyst and a Crystalline Flask. I think he's just going to be trying to survive that. And they wanted to be able to match up a VF Sword Lucian with Corki.
Also, it does give them more security as far as the mid-game Dragon. Matching teleport for teleport up there. Save did not have to burn his.
Oh, there's the death mark going down. High is maybe in trouble here once again. Not enough damage put down by Goong. Watch was also a little late to that party. Might just force High to back out of lane. Of course, the Flask will help with that, so seems like he will actually just stick around for now. But if we look at the wards, we were just talking about Dragon and the control of it. That's all blue wards down there.
And that's all 4 pink wards here on the bottom side for NaJin as well. They do not hesitate to lay those down very early in the game. High going in for a little bit.
Took a lot of damage for that trade. High definitely not getting the upper hand in this matchup.
Yeah, Shield are already making the call towards Jack.
Cloud9 needs to run away right now.
Oh, Watch coming in. Can he land the Q? High almost stepping into it, but he's going to be in trouble either way, and it's Goong that gets another one. A 2-0 Z. Are they going to dive to Meteos? They probably are. Zillion Ultimate is on save. He will need that as well as the turret takes him down. They won't quite be able to finish off Meteos, but save gets his Rift Walk back up in time. Lemon Nation coming around to get the slow, but it's on to Lee Sin. NaJin White Shield backing off.
Yeah, just a great move by Shield right there, using their superior ward control to catch High out of position. Talon will not have a very good time in this game if they can continually collapse on him. Additionally, they got the teleport away from Balls and still have decent control over the Dragon area.
And again, it's the entire team of Shield lending a hand in those vision wards very early on. They all are paying their dues. Now they've got very deep coverage as well inside Cloud9's blue jungle. So this control over the river, 11-minute Dragon here on the table. Both teleports were used, so if anybody goes top to match save, it evens up the pressure.
Cloud9 also must be a little worried about this Zed. Ahead in farm by considerable margin, 2-0 with those kills as well. Could be a problem for them as we move on. Just to keep tabs on Balls versus Save there. 82, let's call it 60 CS at this stage. So Balls still holding on to a considerable lead.
Yeah, and it's the control here by Shield, though, that's mainly keeping them ahead. Barely getting the repel out. That probably would have been his life.
Oh, we're seeing a big reason why Cloud9, before this stage, had prioritized banning that Lee Sin against Watch. Watch having a significantly better performance here on Lee once again. That is going to be the early Dragon for them. Chasing off Meteos, just chunking him that much is enough to get them Dragon.
One step ahead of the game in a lot of ways. However, that's a bunch of damage bottom lane.
Oh, forcing out the ultimate from Gorilla as well. He actually went back in there, realizing he could just ult himself in case those big missiles hit, but actually will be used with nothing pushed back. So, looking at the gold, 1,500 in favor of NaJin White Shield.
So Cloud9 here, they really do got to make use of what's strong for them. And Balls with that extra CS and gold lead, still at an experience disadvantage going up against Save, because Save keeps moving around the map so much better. So really, maybe a play down bottom here with the Corki Janna could be their strongest points.
Yeah, it seems like
level 9.
If Shield just has such a huge level of control, it's kind of like watching the advantage OMG had over LMQ last game, where they just get a slight edge and are conservatively and smartly using that advantage. You can see more pink wards out of the map, some nice invades, and they're always chunking Cloud9 down before they try and make a big move.
A full blade completed on Goong right now means he can take somebody out of a fight instantly. He doesn't even have to kill a person. If he just ults and does one combo on a person, even if he's not able to secure that kill, they will get an objective off of it.
Yeah, starts the strangulation as well. The blue buff will be taken away by Watch. Had to smite that one down with the presence of Meteos as well. It's a blue buff steal, and any blue buff steal is a good one from NaJin White's side of things.
They can also easily just feed their own over to either Save or to Goong in the mid lane. They would have rather had that blue buff on Goong so that they could give the other one to Save, but they'll take what they can get, denying more experience from Meteos. Just completing the Ancient Golem he's still extremely squishy because the base HP from it was taken down quite a lot, and it scales only
good roam.
Additional
really good roam.
items.
Oh, this could be dangerous. Paul's going to have the death mark onto him. Is the damage enough? It is. Goong's on a killing spree. All 3 kills for Shield are sat with the mid laner.
It's going to be the dynamic duo there with Cassidy and Zed. 2 well-known assassins that are usually seen in the mid lane get to team up. And if they go on the same target, there's really no escape because of their closing capabilities and their burst.
That early blade already completed. That's the ult from Goong. Didn't even have to burn Ignite. Pretty easy kill. Bottom side of the map, though, is Cloud9. They try and make a push down there since everything from Shield was committed top.
Yeah, at this point, Cloud9 almost has to accept that the Zed and Cassian are going to be able to roam and kill someone and have to be able to take advantages and ward control when those things happen. So a large roam up towards the top lane from Goong, but Cloud9 does respond in a very good way by getting deep vision in the red side jungle of NaJin Shield and also by taking the bottom turret.
There's that blue buff that we were talking about on Shield's side of the map. Goes to Goong rather than on to save. So, how does that set us up? So we did see a long sword sold out by Goong, and he's going to go straight towards High again. Constant harassment. Goong's roam has allowed High a little bit of free time, though, to get some farm back on his opponent.
Man, it really does set up Goong for domination right now, though. Uh-oh!
Where Watch coming in, and there is the kickback, and High trying to get the kill, but not got enough damage at this thing to go through Goong. And yeah, Gorilla was there anyway, had the ultimate available to him, should he need it.
The way the cookie crumbles right there. Goong level 11 in large part because of the Zillion experience. Just a more powerful ultimate than High. Despite getting kicked back there, if High was level 11, he probably gets a kill back.
Plus he's got 3 kills on Goong right now. Plus
they're trying to bait a rift walk here. Not to be.
Oh, save. Heading further and further up this lane.
There it is!
There it is, Riftwalk coming in, save though. We'll head off to the other side. Flash already used. Where's the next one? He's going further into enemy territory though, and this is going to be hard for him to get away. There is the spear landing.
Oh.
Another Riftwalk. Lemon Nation will get the Zephyr and the knock-up of the Howling Gale. His balls against Cloud9's first kill, but Shield are pushing the bottom lane.
Yep, they committed everybody for it. 3 members top, so Shield shove a turret, and here goes Goong mid.
He's coming straight back down on top of him. Managed to get away from a little bit of that damage, and a good cocoon will actually stop Goong from chasing through.
Still burns a flash though. Goong is creating so much pressure on the map. However, that kill top lane, while it was attempted to be responded to by Shield, they could not get the turret, and it looks like Cloud9 takes another turret to keep this game pretty close.
Dragon coming up in just over a minute though.
High still not level 11. He should get it on this wave.
Yep, there it is. Himself, pickaxe, brutalizer, a couple of long swords extra in there as well. A brutalizer was just done for Goong, and look at the preparation here for Shield. If you look at their inventory, full of wards in preparation for this next dragon.
Yeah, and they already had vision control. What I was about to talk about, they've got the deep wards in the blue side jungle already. Plus they have all these true sight pink wards and sweepers ready to pull it out. Every single person going to come. There's no way Cloud9 will have vision, and the double assassins are way too threatening. This is basically Shield Dragon right now, even though Cloud9 are working with their double Trinity Force spike right now. Corki's got his, Nidalee has hers, but she probably needs to...
Yeah.
Back off.
At this point, Cloud9's playing with the lights out. Even if they have 2 Trinity Forces, they just can't find targets. NaJin Shield will get the jump on almost any conceivable fight. Cloud9 might have the strength to get a fight, champion-wise. The vision is not cooperating.
Lacking completely. It's Goong. Going to try and flank around. One ward that they do have, funnily enough, will spot Goong, but they made it a little bit obvious to him. Did get a good blast onto him, but that dragon available for the taking. Cloud9 gonna try to get back into that area with some wards. They even tried something on the towers there. They are gonna go in high, gonna be knocked back. He's finished off another kill for Goong. The ultimate is on to watch as well from Zillion. This could be a complete whitewash. Balls is gonna fall. It's a double. It might be a triple. There it is for Goong. He's now 6-0-1 on Zed.
Goong is going off, but it's all because the ability of Shield to collapse so quickly. Watch, Save, Zillion, everyone piles through, and Cloud9 just cannot get the upper hand at the start of a fight.
We're seeing how important blue side first pick is in this matchup of these two teams. When Sneaky going for the duel!
Oh,
he got him!
He's going to get the blue buff there as well. I thought Zephyr was going to dash away, stay safe with that.
Teleport coming in as well from Nidalee, actually.
Oh.
Is that play from Sneaky going to be enough? Goom looking to kill him!
Oh, he actually missed.
Kill from Balls.
Ignite coming in though, and Balls is now going to be chasing through. Can he actually finish off Goom though?
Gotta land a spear.
Oh, there is a spear dodged away from, but here comes Meteos, and there's the shutdown.
Wow.
Finally, they stop Goom.
That solo play from Sneaky, dueling Zephyr, gonna earn them actually this dragon. They've got plenty of warp
What a miraculous turnaround.
They're gonna get
this
it.
dragon. They were completely starved in vision control. They got triple killed in mid lane by Goom, but they get a shutdown worth a whole bunch of gold, plus the dragon. Cloud9 keeping it close.
A little bit greedy, I have to feel there from Shield. Zephyr probably could have just got away from the danger of Sneaky. Let's watch, though, that fight once again, starting with that triple.
This is the importance of that Lee Sin for watch. Every time he's controlling high so easily, getting that vision on him. Goom, it takes away all of the counterplay that Talon has in this matchup, and Goom just goes crazy all over the team, flashing in for the extra kills.
The fact that he could get the initial kill onto high without using his death mark just made the chase potential of that fight even greater. And you can see Lemon Nation, Jan is probably the best peeling support in the game. You can't peel what Sword is bringing to this game with casting his head.
Gold remains close, though. Just a couple of thousand between them. We'll see now that a Ghost Blade is done for Goong on top of his Blade of the Ruined Kings. Infinity Edge for Zephyr. Rod of Ages, needlessly large rod in the top lane for Save as well. And White Shield moving back in, trying to set up what they had before here, which is complete vision domination of that bottom side of the Cloud9 jungle.
Goong is such a monster on Assassin. This Zed has been so great. With the Ghost Blade now, what is Cloud9 going to do to peel him? Basically, they have to be able to either get the initiation on him, which they can't do until they can clear vision, or they need to find a stun onto him the instant he goes in for a death mark, which puts so much pressure on Meteos.
What's the plan here for Cloud9? Actually grouping with 4 on the top side of their own jungle. There's Watch actually spotting Balls, trying to get the slowdown. He already pounced away from that. Zephyr is pushing that bottom lane out as well. They could move through the jungle with all that vision they've got. They know how safe or dangerous it could be.
Yep, they're flanking around on the 4-man squad here of Cloud9. Sneaky's in the middle, though. He's the one with the longest dash with Corky's Valkyrie. Trying to get this turret and sneak out.
Oh, Save gonna go for him. There is the Valkyrie, though, over the top of the wall. Turret actually survived that onslaught. So that's still for the taking there for Cloud9. Would level us up on towers and bring us to just 1,000 gold difference if they could pull that off. But White Shield, once again, just starving the jungle.
And funnily enough, Balls is building for his split push versus the Zed and versus the Lucian here. He hasn't built magic resist for his matchup with Save. He's looking to actually try and deal with Goom.
There is the potential that Cloud9 can be stronger in teamfights at a certain point of the game. It is before Save hits his really crucial item thresholds. If Balls and Meteos can stack enough armor, since it's just Lucian, Zed, Lee Sin, they may become somewhat unkillable. It would be the point when Sneaky has a QSS and Meteos and Balls have some completed armor itemization. Would be a very strong point in the game for Cloud9. However, if it waits too long and Save hits like a 500 AP point, all that armor stacking would get shredded through by Caston. But as far as AP mages go, Caston has very low sustained damage.
Right now, Save just completed his Zanya's Hourglass as well, so he can actually have the confidence to jump in and proc that, then wait for his Riftwalk to come back up, allowing for much more aggressive plays with this Caston to catch out members of Cloud9. Use that slow as an initiation.
That was nicely done from Goong, slowing them down, actually doing quite the chunk of damage to Lemon Nation as well as he was chasing through. Cloud9 trying to flank around and get some work done. There's a good scan will reveal 2 wards actually that were placed previously by Shield. We will see Goong headed back off onto the side lanes to start pushing this one back out.
Yeah, you can just see the tension growing in this game because Shield, once again, had a pretty big edge. But Cloud9 is finding ways to delay the game. The question will be if they can somehow get a split push going. They're really blocked on that by how farm Goong is on Zed right now. And they're just kind of trying to play this dance back and forth. If somehow Cloud9 could get vision control around the Dragon area for the next contest, they might have a chance of getting a team fight. At the moment, though, they have no answer for Zed, and they're really just trying to force aggressively. Zed may try and collapse. The split push would actually be a better option for Shield right now.
Save is flanking around back. Here comes Goong. They're looking to close the trap. They have him surrounded.
Early Valkyrie from Sneaky. Here comes Zed from the side, but can't really 1 versus 5 at this stage. The team a little bit far away to help. If he'd have jumped right into them. There is a big bomb actually coming through onto Gorilla. Forces Zilean low. There's Save actually diving in. This could be what they're looking for. Zonius will be used a little bit earlier. The colleague comes out. Death mark from Goong as well. Sneaky does go down. And Goong in the back is still alive. They keep going. Cassidy chasing through. The burst is massive. The kick comes in. Balls, what is he doing? Stepping forward there. Will be able to pounce back behind the turret. But this is going to be an inner for Shield.
If High is forced to use his ultimate defensively, Cloud9 has no chance in team fights. Cassidy will just chase through. There will be no retaliation potential. Zed will be free to kill Sneaky, and it'll be curtains for Cloud9.
Yeah, Shield have so much control of this game. Their assassins can play so aggressively. They have the Zilean backing them up. All that damage onto High. There goes his ultimate. Goom dives in onto Sneaky and even flashes over to proc enough damage so his death mark will get the kill before backing out. They don't even need to use a Zilean ult this whole time. There's that reinitiation from Save going in for the slow that we talked about, getting them another kill. The chase potential is ridiculous on this Shield team.
Here's the question, though. They actually have Deathmark down temporarily. Cloud9 coming straight back to the Dragon fight. They may be able to try and jump the gold back. If they lose yet another fight and a Dragon, though, it's probably game.
Cloud9 really need to be the ones getting the jump here. They have to get some burst in with that silence of High. High actually has his three main items, the armor penetration with his Tiamat extra proc. But they're shoving down 2 lanes and they're trying to make use of the ball split push up top.
This is, I think, really good for White Shield, actually. They get the Dragon plus the ability of collapsing. If Cloud9 gets caught here, High's already canceled his recall. They
what a fake.
Faked it out, actually. They're going for a turret.
They're going to be caught here, though.
Yeah, Shield have just seen that happening, so it's going to be a turret for Cloud9.
Cloud9 pretty much has to fight in this situation. We know they're not very good at running away. Where's the ball, CP? Where's the catch from the rest of White Shield?
There they are spotted. The initial damage comes in. Save will dive towards Lemon Nation. It's High that will be the big target, though. It's Zephyr that gets that one. Save will continue following. Gets Lemon Nation. Looks like Corki is home free, though. And Mitos, I believe, is also going to be safe from this one. Maybe save as well. Watch actually gets in off the wall. Lands the Q. The kickback from
Ball's going for an inhibitor turret.
The jump off. Meteos will go down, but Balls is down there. TP will come in from Save, though, to stop that.
You can tell Cloud9 are desperate right now. They're trying to sneak out any sort of trade that they can get, but they're just so far behind that Shield can collapse on them. Shield doing a very good job.
Gold at this stage, though, is just increasing. 6,000 in favor of NaJin White Shield. There's Balls getting back towards that bottom lane. Actually, no wards directly on that bottom side of the map. There's a big line from the blue buff of Cloud9 all the way down to the red buff of NaJin White Shield, but currently Balls not spotted, so got a bit of time on that front, but can't really afford to go all the way to that inhibitor. High joining him, though. That might actually be a decent little team to pick off the likes of Lucian.
Definitely seems like they would have a chance. They're putting almost no emphasis on Baron here for good reason, because every time Cloud9 has tried to posture around an objective, Shield has come out very victorious. So they're just hoping, actually, that Shield would go for a Baron, or even try and push that bottom wave so they can get a kill.
The thing is, Cloud9 have to get several of these sneaky sort of cheating trades in a row to catch back up. They're in such a deep hole right now that they have to pull off something crazy by pulling Shield across the map. However, Shield are the ones with the extra mobility on these assassins, and it's very, very difficult for Cloud9 to make that maneuver repeatedly. There's just so much ward coverage of Shield. They can see almost every move that Cloud9 are trying to pull.
Still for now keeping both Balls and High down on the bottom side of the map though. They've just spotted High. They've seen Balls' position as well. It looks like they're trying to close in. Credit to Cloud9 though, they've got wards down to spot that counter-attack coming. Allows them to actually get away. Goom going towards Lemonation. Couldn't quite get on him though with a Ghost Blade.
Luckily, Ghost Blade cooldown is only 45 seconds, so he can try again with that one. They're really trying to force around Baron here. If White Shield gets any type of pick, another great escape by Cloud9, they'd be able to get Baron, but the split push down bottom will kind of put Shield on a timer here.
Interesting, they're sending Corki down here as well, and Shield can see that, so they're forcing this Baron because they see two members committed down bottom for Cloud9, and they do it really, really fast. Can Cloud9 shove in on that inhibitor turret in time?
Gorilla trying to keep Balls away, but Balls doing a lot of damage. There is a Baron picked up. Meanwhile, down in the bottom, Save struggling to actually hold on. They're going to go for Save as well. Sneaky will Valkyrie in. They've got rid of the turret. Can they finish the inhib as well? Meanwhile, going ham there onto Balls. Not quite enough to get the kill. Watch comes in. Great monsoon from Lemonation. Meanwhile, they do get the inhibitor. I went back though to Save. Ultimate came out Gorilla, so he focuses on Gorilla. Gets the kill. Sneaky gets Zephyr. Save did finish off High though.
Sneaky's getting collapsed on though. Here comes Watch, and he's followed up by Goom.
Oh boy, but you can see the
Balls and Meteor on the trail.
Goom, where's he gonna go from this one? Watch coming around, and he's managed to stay alive. Lemonation and the rest of the team backing out.
So again, Cloud9 trades an inhibitor with White Shield. It's kind of the same thing that they were able to do last game, a 6,000 gold disadvantage and a traded inhibitor. They clearly can't win team fights, but can they pull off the same magic again?
This is one step on the road back to even footing for Cloud9. This is one of those tricky trades that they were able to make. They called down Corki, they brute force shoved in on the turret, and then committed to Save. So once Zilean gets here, High decides to go back in on Save to pop the ultimate, but he gets so much area of effect damage here because they're standing right next to each other with his ultimate that he's able to turn around and get the kill on Save only because of this exhaust.
The duel between Sneaky and Zephyr on the other side was ridiculous. He got an Infinity Edge crit right in his face on top of the Triforce and just destroyed him. That's the mid-game.
Second time that Sneaky's been able to out-duel Zephyr in this game alone.
Shield have got two men pretty deep in Cloud9's jungle there. Meteos was just recalling right in front of them. Ward goes down. There's a Dragon in 40 seconds coming into play as well. Shield gonna push this mid lane up first of all. Save pushing top as well, or will be, once he actually reaches that wave.
Ball's going for the split push down bottom at the exposed inhibitor. Gonna try and put some pressure on those Nexus turrets. Now, a side lane of super minions will eventually take down a Nexus turret if left unattended. Balls does have
time when Balls played this split push game.
Lemonation takes a blast. I mean, Shield here.
Balls is in on the turret.
They're not recalling. There we are. Save's recalling. Can they stop Save come from coming back?
Silence.
He got it. No, he didn't get it. They came through, but Balls is going to surely take the turret down. He does. He might pay for it with his life here. Bomb on top of him. Save gets the kill, but it's a Nexus turret down. Looks like it'll be an inner turret down for High as well.
Guerrilla warfare tactics for Cloud9. They're striking from the shadows, all places at
now,
once.
Shield needs to make a decisive move. They're afraid of getting backdoored, so they're trying to take an inhibitor of their own, but they give up the Dragon. Cloud9 needs to defend their base now.
Cloud9 attacking from every side. Multiple points of threat here, but now Shield make the call to go straight up mid, and they are going for inhibitor.
The thing is, Shield must know that Balls' teleport is up. They can't operate in a base race at this stage, surely.
There's nobody to stop their backs, so it's not that scary for them to do that. They can all just blue pill back.
High did a very clever thing there. He worked like he was going for a Nexus turret. He actually took turret damage, and that immediately stopped Shield's ability to push the mid lane turret because they had to defend.
Didn't even get the inhibitor turret because he made that threat. Interesting little feint there from High. He's commanding this squad of Cloud9 so well. Even when down, outmatched with so much more gold on the other side. These guerrilla warfare tactics, striking over and over Cloud9. Such a good tactical game here when working with less.
And we say a load of gold behind, but that has shrunk. I mean, 4,400. Yes, it's a lot of gold, but it's definitely not an amount that they can't come back from here. And all this time that they're saving, of course, slows down Shield with that Baron buff on.
And if there's one thing that has stood out about Cloud9, it's been their teamwork and team play. Ever since they joined the North American LCS, that is generally what has historically separated the Korean teams from the North American teams, is their ability to play the mid and the late game and the map. But Cloud9, they came back from behind in the first game against Shield today, and they are actually on their way to do it again.
And it does take its toll on Hai. He's usually the guy to start off the fights and start off the initiation. You can see it in the scoreline. He's got 6 of the team's deaths, but he is controlling all of the members, making those calls. And again, they're stubbing bottom.
There's 2 people bottom. If Cloud9 gets caught by Goong at this juncture, they would lose their inhibitor, but you can see the respect that Shield is actually paying this Cloud9 split push.
Yeah, recalls are coming in here from Shield, deciding not to stick around there, and they'll try and force this bottom wave back towards Cloud9, who, you know, Shield, if we think back just 5 minutes ago, they controlled the jungle. Warding was all there. Since then, those wards started to time out, and they've not really been able to get any of them back, which means that Cloud9 have walked in and out of this bottom side of the map time and time again.
Something we have to note is Save is rapidly approaching his death cap. When he does that, he will pop a bunch of damage onto balls in split push scenarios and also rapidly increase Shield's ability to collapse on team fights. So as much as Cloud9 has done in this split push, it's just going to become a higher and higher risk with higher and higher rewards.
So, what is next for Shield? They're actually going for Hai. The Q of Watch, though, goes past, and Hai just kind of dodging out of the side of that one. 1 minute and 20 until the next Baron comes up. And I'm interested to see what Shield do about that. What decision they make there.
Flanked a little bit by Goong, but I don't think Goong realized where he was. Yeah, there's a really heavy split by Cloud9 here. They could be completely outnumbered. Remember, Safe does have teleport, so in an instant, there could be 5 members of Shield in Cloud9's base.
And there we go. It's Goong to go onto Sneaky, Deathmark down, but it's not enough damage. He has to go back off to the shadows.
The
race
is on.
It might be enough here to get the actual base. Talon still pushing bottom. They kick Lemon Nation. Oh, what a howling gale. Knocks them both up, but the inhib turret is down. Shield are backing out.
Can they stop these backs safely? It's up to the missile accuracy of Sneaky.
That's a lot of prevented back. Talon is free on the inhibitor.
They have them all on their sights.
That's a massive damage as well. One more will take down Gorilla. Flash away. Surely will die, though.
That's
Save now unstoppable.
I didn't get the inhibitor down there. He went up towards mid. He was going to cut them off for kills.
Why was not killing the
He
inhibitor?
was going to cut them off for kills, but he actually didn't get anybody.
Oh, Goong coming around. Watches there. He goes for Goong.
No, he didn't get anyone.
He doesn't get the kill.
Hai gets completely destroyed when the pressure is at its highest point. Save kills balls. Hai makes a poor decision trying to switch away from the inhibitor, and the miraculous turnaround does not happen at this point. Shield gets the Nexus, the inhibitor turret of Cloud9, and does not suffer many repercussions.
Higher risk, higher rewards. Very, very high risks that time around. So close to pulling that one off. But Cloud9 do not get either thing. There were too many things they wanted. They wanted to cut off for the kills. The 4-man squad or 3-man squad in mid lost sight though, and they ended up not getting the kills or the inhibitor. Now they can get pretty easy. Baron committing 2 down bottom. They really want to commit.
Just for an inhibitor, they'd have to fully commit here.
Meteos is there, though.
Save is already down bottom with Zillion.
Dangerous.
They can defend it.
He may try for a steal, but it would mean his life.
He's got no flash. It is going to have to cost him his life if he goes in. He goes over towards Shield. Sneaky. And he's alive there. He's going to have the bomb, which will finish him off. Balls will force Gorilla away from that. Are they going to try and stop them? We've got Zed recalling. Balls is going for the inhib. There's the Monsoon to stop Zephyr going back. But they get 2 back into the base. Gorilla has the ultimate on himself.
Can he even get it?
Can he get the inhib? He can.
Cloud9 still suffers massive casualties, and the death timers are no longer trivial. That's 50 seconds onto balls, 30 onto Sneaky, and 30 onto Meteos. How quickly can White Shield trade inhibitors but still maintain the Baron buff?
Well, Goong is kind of fast when Zillion's there, speeding him up this entire way. And who's going to be able to defend? Hai's on the top side.
Remember,
recall.
There is no Nexus turret down on the bottom side, so these minions are going to funnel in towards the last remaining Nexus turret. Shield need to do this very quickly. Hai is split pushing up top, so Shield cannot go for the end of the game here, just the inhibitor, and then they have to defend.
Saves Castian is the great answer, though, this time. With his teleport still up and that Death Cap working on his Void Staff, we've seen his ability to just decimate these split pushes of Cloud9, and he's really been the one to turn on once he got that Death Cap and start shutting this down.
Well, they're going to go back, pick up the extra gold here to fuel that war chest. Again, another big pickup for Shield. All the global gold has been going towards them. They got the Baron, they got the Dragon, and they've traded inhibitors now, so even the pressure has equalized.
Cloud9 is going to have nightmares with that high trying to collapse for a team fight when he could have killed the inhibitor clean out.
Crazy, crazy stuff. Cloud9 holding on just about in this game. See more items coming in across the board. That Bloodthirst is done for Sneaky. Getting out Negatron cloaks. On the player cam, having a bit of a stretch there as well. This is, I think, a pretty stressful game for, you know, an assassin shot caller. Like, he's got a lot to think about this game.
And you can tell they're committed to this bush gank right here. That's why he's stretching out. They're just going to wait for this. This is one of the only ways they can get back in the game.
Oh, Gloom going low. He's going to put the death mark onto High. High's going to fall from this. The death mark is enough, and Gloom survives it. Balls will go down. That's 2 men dead. Good ping in the base,
played
though.
That amazingly. I can't believe he escaped that and then turned it around. The base isn't shambles, however.
Yeah, Corky Elise going down. Goong now has recalled. Look at that Nexus turret. So very low. They've gone over a ward.
Whoa, Sneaky. What does this guy have planned here?
Goom, he used both of his blades already.
Yeah, there's no death mark for Goom. Sneaky can actually kill it off here. He's going to go in. Kassadin is coming back. There is Goom. Meteos needs a couple of hits onto that Nexus turret to finish it off. He's going to jump up in the air, but he's not going to escape. And the rest of Shield are still pushing.
Goong is just a magician. NaJin White Shield Houdini, able to get out of that and get back to finish and save the base. Too much. Shield are going to take this one in.
The solo lane performance from Save and Goom, dealing with this ridiculously skirmishy and annoying Cloud9 team who just keeps trying to get those pesky Nexus turrets. They could not. That is the second inhibitor from NaJin Shield. They have surmised control of this game, and they may even try and end.
3 of the Nether going for High. He has to pop the ultimate here underneath the turret, though, so feeling a little bit safer. Shields are going to go for the victory. There are 2 super minions in. There is Balls going to half HP. He gets kicked away. Is he going to escape? No, he won't. They'll be finishing that one off. They kill off the 2 Nexus turrets, and NaJin White Shield are going to win the tiebreaker map, finish first in Group D. Cloud9 get the second spot and will face off against Samsung Blue in the quarterfinals.
Such a ridiculously close game. Cloud9 nearly pulling off the miracle comeback, but it's actually Goom who is the magician today. So many clutch plays down the stretch, Save with tremendous map control on his Kassadin, and Shield get first in the group.
Whew. So this means it's going to be them, or Cloud9 versus Blue, and it's going to be TSM versus White in the next stages.
The top of the bracket will be Samsung, White, and Blue versus North American teams. The bottom side of the bracket will be 3 LPL teams and NaJin, White, Shield.
Absolutely insane stuff, and you can see from Cloud9 there, you know, that kind of game. You hold on for so long, you make these big clutch decisions that sometimes work out for you, sometimes they don't quite, but they've done, I guess,